So you think playing this role has changed you in any way?
It's difficult to say now, it's too close to me right now. So
Ah,
I guess nothing really changes you unless you're doing something extremely deep. Um, but of course, it affects you in many ways. And but you definitely take certain things from your real life, how you're feeling. Um, I think especially that one scene that has garnered a lot of chatter is that book exhibition, that book fair kind of thing where the trolls come and I talk about this whole thing. It's quite a heated argument, and I think that again is something that you have these little windows of sort of representing what's happening in the times that we live in, and getting that extended to the work you do, and I think that's quite powerful. And I think when I'm doing that scene also, I'm like, it's like we're all like, giving it back. Although it's for the camera and it's for the scene, but I think everyone sort of felt that strongly about what Damini is saying and what we are all trying to say. So I guess those things, but I don't think it really changed me anyway. But there were a lot of things from real life that I could sort of take, which you do for every part that you play. Like the OCD thing, especially. I have a little bit of OCD, but I've grown around a lot of women who have major OCD, like including my mother. So I want to do a lot more. I couldn't, but yeah, I mean those kind of things.
do you think so? It's liberating for women to watch something like this, and it's striking, of course, all around, not just in India. I mean, this is all over the world. People are watching this, and they are still relating at every level, right? And all ages.
Yeah, and that's very interesting. I mean, what you said about age and also about ethnicity or nationality, because certain things that we face as women, I mean, many things are so universal. And so we have like literally so many people sending their photos with their girlfriends and writing to us every day on our DMs. Like it's just filled with, love and a lot of, I mean, of course, love and appreciation, but a lot of like genuine, like people are writing us letters, man, like really long messages and letters. And people from Israel, Spain, Africa, it's crazy. Of course, America, UAE, Dubai, Australia, like so many. Of course, Nepal. Like there's a lot of. I mean, I have friends in Sri Lanka and all who are huge fans of the show. I mean, they're friends. Of course, Hong Kong and all. So I mean, it's quite something that so many people, so many women, especially, and I'll tell you something. The last season, when we made it, we didn't really think and we didn't really anticipate this kind of reaction, right? Because you believe in something, you try to make something, some things you are able to execute, certain things don't fall into place, and thankfully you have a second season. But I was quite taken aback by some of the messages that were coming, because one of the messages was that, this girl saying, I have told my mother I'm not going to marry. Right now, I will pursue my career, Another girl wrote in saying, I've told my husband that I'm going to move to another city and if he wants to come, great, but I'm not going to stay here because my career is also important. Another girl wrote that I'm moving to another city because I can't pursue my career staying in my hometown because I come from a very small city. So a lot of women, and so many women are saying, and even with season 2, even more, because I think there are a lot of varied things that are tackled in the second season. This girl, in fact, that really stayed with me like 3 days ago, I think, this girl from Calcutta wrote in. A lot of people are talking about the pregnancy that Damini has, and how she decides to keep the baby, and that's really sort of spoken in. How different things are speaking to people. So this girl in particular, she said, my sister wanted to keep the baby. She got pregnant. The guy didn't want the baby. She still went ahead, fought with the family, fought with everything, kept the baby. The baby is now 4. The guy has not kept in touch. My parents became okay, but the neighbors made her life hell in Calcutta. And then she had to move to Chennai, and now she's moved to America. And, the baby is now 4 years old, and, her sister and the baby live, and they're very happy. But, and she was like, it really made us so emotional, and thank you for doing this. And this very, very long message. And I wrote back saying, the least we can do is represent some reality like your reality in the work we do and in the mainstream narrative. But what your sister has done is so incredibly brave, because you're shunned away from society until now. It's none of this is in the past. This is the present. And so, yeah, I mean, it's just amazing. It's quite amazing to see that it's really affected people.
It has. I mean, and these are people who have just messaged you. Imagine there must be so many thousand others who are not actually interacting with you, but have been reflecting
on social media and stuff.
And relating. And so that's why I said that means it's liberating them. I mean, I think the time we are ready. Like, we are done with the stereotypical. We are done with the A, B, C, D, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the box, and go study, do 2 years of job, get married, then depends. Afterwards, then 2 years baby, then another one, and the same course. So it's fine if this is the choice you're talking. At the end of the day, it's empowerment. It's your choice. You make a mistake, of course. Who's saying?
But own up to it. Own up to it. It's your life. Make a mistake. Own up to it. And that's the beauty of these 4 girls, right? That's why, I mean, a lot of people have asked us why flawed, and we were like, just to normalize that we are all flawed. Nobody's perfect. You don't want to be perfect. It's stupid to strive to be perfect. What is perfect anyway?
Oh my God.
So we are all flawed. And the fact is that if you are and you make your mistakes, you make your own mistakes because you've chosen to make them, and own up to it. Deal with the shit that comes as a result, good, bad, ugly. It's your life. And I always have said this, that, a lot of times people think, oh, but it was my choice. But a lot of times without education and without, in a way, awareness, a lot of women in the world don't even know when it's actually a choice or it's a conditioned choice. So you think it's actually your choice, but it's not a choice because you've been so heavily conditioned by society and your bringing, or your peers or your parents or whoever. So but having said that, it's a glamorous chick flick. So it's a very easy watch. It doesn't feel like a deep kind of, oh my God, what am I doing, kind of thing. So which is great. I think it's the right kind of balance.
And talking of that, how do you feel when people over and over compare it to Sex and the City? Are you okay with that, or?
Yeah, I don't care, honestly. It makes no difference. At least they the good thing is that they compare it to one of the greatest shows ever made.
Huge compliment.
It's such a huge compliment. In fact, Manvi, I remember, said in one of our interviews that if anything gets compared to Sex and the City, it better be our show, So, it's a good thing, right? So it's amazing. And how everyone has like parallels. So my character obviously gets, compared to Sarah Jessica Parker's character and things like that. And it's cool. It's fine. But obviously we're not even close to Sex and the City, honestly, with the writing and everything. Sex and the City is one of the greatest shows ever written, and it will always be. It's not like we are attempting to do that, but the idea, the intent is to make a world-class show that people can watch even after 3 decades and be like, oh my God, what kick-ass writing, So it'll be amazing if you can get there by, after season, hopefully. We'll keep coming back. Yeah. But that's the intent, yeah.
And the fashion, I think one of the things that stood out for Sex and the City was the fashion and the glamour, because before that, and even after that, the TV shows in the US were not focused on Bollywood has always been. Clothes and shoes and girls dressing up for coffee and all of that. And even Four More Shots Please has huge, big fashion element to it. So who is the designer? Do you get to choose what you wear, or how does... Everyone has, of course, been planned that this...
Oh my God, Seema, I think we should start shooting our trials. Oh my God, they go on for days on end. It goes on. And so Astha Sharma, who's a stylist and who's been there, doing just styling for many, many years, but now she's been given the title of the fashion director, because I think it's very correctly, titled like that, because she really is like the fashion director, And then Rianne works with her. So the two of them are like fantastic. And also individually, the girls have their makeup hair team. So there's a lot of, after the clothes have been chosen and, colors and all of that, it's just, and it's very detailed work, and there's a lot of money and time and energy being spent on it. They get to, I think they're the only show who get to go internationally to shop for the characters, okay? The clothes are all from Bangkok.
That's a secret you gave us.
No, I don't think, is it a secret? I don't think it's a secret. But yeah, the clothes are, they go and bring back like 100 suitcases, okay? So I don't know what's going to happen post-lockdown. But yeah, so we are obviously, and because Astha and Rianne have such a great goodwill with designers, we are constantly wearing like designer wear. So Astha, who's the artistic director, obviously, and Rianne, and the team, they are brilliant. But, I think it helps also because Rongita, who's the showrunner of the show, she has a very, very strong sense of fashion. And she's very aware, and she has a very keen eye, and she's very particular about everything. Okay, so I think that really helps. But because there are so many people, women, so there's Astha, Rianne, there's Rongita, there's also Ishita, who's, one of the co-producers. There's, of course, the director in season 2, it's Nupur Asthana. In season 1, it was Anu. And then there's the DOP, who's Neha Party. And then it's the 4 girls. So there are 10 people, okay, trying to fight and get to a consensus. And you should, I mean, it's so stressful. In season 2, I had, I think, 62 outfits, for which I had to do, I think, trials for like 3 or 4 days and hours. And I was shooting every day for other stuff. So after my shoot, I would go to Asta's house at 12 a.m. And then we would like do trials till about 4 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, and then like come back again. One day I went in the day because I had one day off. And then like everyone came because everyone was not, like nobody was happy with what was happening. Although Asta, Rian and I were very happy. We were like, oh, clothes are great. But Rongita wasn't liking something, because there's so many sensibilities also, right? So it's constant like back and forth. So it's a thing, like the clothes are a thing in itself. And I mean, I guess it's worth it because it's such a fashion aspiration and they wanted it to be like that. But I hate the heels. I'm okay with everything else, but the heels just kill me. And in the second season, in fact, I have a slip disc 20 years now. I got it in 2009, and I kept telling them, first of all, which journalist in the world wears heels to work? And instead of stilettos, not even like block heels. And it's very uncomfortable, it's very painful. And my slip disc like relapsed very badly. So I was like literally, my leg goes like up one leg, okay? So I was literally like that in life, and I would just have to become normal for a shoot. And then I think Nupur Asana really helped me, and she was like, yeah. So we had a pact, and she was like, yeah, I'm going to fight for no heels. So she really fought. So a lot of the scenes you will see Damini in season 2 not wearing heels. She wears flats, even with like dresses and all, she's wearing flats. The problem is also I am actually like way shorter. Like actually Manvi and I are the same height, Manvi, Bani and me more or less. But Kirti is really tall, like much taller. And she wears heels. So, and me without heels and Kirti with heels, like I come here. Okay? So they're like, oh, in the same frame and all of that. So yeah, those kind of things. And they're always like, oh, it has to be glamorous, and it's just very annoying.
Real. But that's real as well. I mean, my friends, my group of gals that we have.
Right.
We have 5'1", 5'2", I'm tall. And so, sometimes when we are standing and getting pictures, they're like, so nobody, sometimes they say that, oh, we don't want to be like
and I'm 5'4", right? It's decent. Yeah. It's decent, but like with Kirti and the heels, yeah, it's totally normal, but sometimes with framing and all, it's just like, sometimes it like doesn't look, I mean, for camera, everything changes, right? But I still fight with them, and Asa knows this, and we make fun of it. I told them, I was like, I'm going to charge more if you make me wear heels, okay? I'm going to put in my contract. You have to pay me more if you want me to deal with my slip disc and go through this pain, because it's very painful. I mean, it's a problem,
It is.
So yeah, and I had to.
You're going through so much.
And I'm in pain. Like every time you would see me in those stilettos, I'm in pain. Like I'm in serious back pain, okay? And knee pain and stuff. Like it's very bad sometimes. Sometimes it's okay. And also the problem is, the cobble streets in Bombay, like because we're shooting in South Bombay mostly. So the heels, the stilettos get stuck in the cobble streets. Yeah. So I'm almost like, my upper half is all like that, but my lower half is doing.
It's hilarious.
So sometimes you would be like, a lot of times the 4 of us are walking and I would stop or somebody will stop and the other people it's actually my heel getting stuck and everyone's like, "Acha jaldi kar yaar, short me." It's very funny. Behind the scene is very, very funny actually.
Very funny. And there's so much more, guys, to chat with Sayani. And this episode, we are having so much fun we talked about 4 more shots, behind the scenes, fashion, Sex and the City element, and how Sayani relates to Damini. And now the conversation is endless, and we have some more fun things coming, and that is, I have invited 2 women from Gurgaon Plus, and they wrote to me that they are very much in love with this show, and they are dying to express few elements about the show to Sayani directly. So they will join us in part episode, so don't go anywhere.
Would love it if you click on the like and subscribe button below. I bring positive stories from celebrities and philanthropists from around the world, and stay updated with all things fab on my Fablife360 Instagram page. Also, if you are looking for something fun and inspiring to listen to, find my podcast Fablife360 on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcast, or wherever you get your podcast.